Ukraine. And Arizona's family begins a series of special reports this week focused on Arizonans who have gone to Poland to help Ukrainian refugees.
Yeah, so Jared and one of our photographers spent several days there in Poland. He's back home and in the studio, and that must have been something to see.
You know, I'm just in awe of everything that our Arizona neighbors are doing over there, because they're not like they're connected big time to one of these humanitarian aid groups. So many of these guys just went over not knowing what they'd find, and they've become very useful very quickly over there. It runs the gamut: doctors, ASU professors, former police, others volunteering in all kinds of ways in Poland and Ukraine. So this morning, you may have heard of the World Central Kitchen. They set up operations in Ukraine and Poland to serve millions of refugees, and one of their kitchens was actually bombed in Ukraine. Well, we spent the day with a couple of Arizonans working at the World Central Kitchen in Warsaw.
The World Central Kitchen is a global operation, but they rely on local grassroots volunteers to cook and feed those in need.
I'm not a chef, but essentially everything from cleaning tables to taking out trash to running food.
Christian Heil is from Chandler, Arizona.
I really couldn't just sit at home watching the news anymore. I had the means and I had the time to travel out here and just do whatever I could to help.
He's working here under the direction of a Polish chef who left his normal kitchen to organize this makeshift operation, which is mass-producing meals daily. The day we visited, they were serving 10,000 meals.
They've set up this kitchen right outside the main train station here in central Warsaw. We're not going to go inside the dining tent just to give people their privacy, but there are more than 30 long dining tables in there. All of them are full.
Inside the kitchen prep tent, we can see the line is endless.
We got some rice.
Aside from helping in the kitchen, Christian, who arrived here from Arizona without a plan or any contact, also helps refugees inside the train station with documents, housing, and cell phones.
A lot of logistics, yeah, absolutely.
Do you speak Polish or Ukrainian?
I do not, no, but I am trying to pick it up.
It's got to be a challenge though, right?
It is, yes, but thankfully they have the Translate apps, and those are a huge help for everybody here.
As we walk between tents, you can see soldiers checking passports of people who enter. Inside the nearby supply tent, we find another Arizonan, Jessica Hirschhorn of Scottsdale, making a list of what the kitchen needs.
These are the things they need more of, are like the healthy things, like bananas and mandarin oranges. So that's some of what we're going to buy.
She makes runs to the Polish equivalent of Costco to stock up.
So we're going to go buy like 1,000 cups, or maybe more, 1,500 cups. Okay, we're buying 1,500, 2,000 cups, something like that.
As she drove off in another volunteer's van, you can see across the street from the refugee tents, normal life continues in the large city of Warsaw. Christian says he's been reflecting on a lot of his normal life in the East Valley.
When I do go home, I will 100% value everything that I have in my life much more, because you see these people with 1 or 2 suitcases, and that is their entire life. And, you know, I go home and I have a giant pool, a nice car, you know, like things that I take for granted like every day.
The 28-year-old personal trainer has been in Poland for more than a month and has plans to stay long-term.
Maybe until the tent goes down at this point. I'm pretty, my heart and soul is here, and yeah, I had no timeline.
So neither one of them wanted to be on TV. They agreed to participate in this with us because they're hoping people here at home will see what they're doing over there and then donate. And they say World Central Kitchen is a great place to donate to. We're working to get a series of links set up on azfamily.com where you can head to and be sure that every penny you donate will go specifically toward aid for the refugees. So this is the first in a series of stories. Tonight we will meet local doctors who are treating refugees as they arrive in Poland, malnourished, dehydrated, many of them without their medications for weeks. That's airing tonight at 9 o'clock. Scott, you mentioned the city of Mariupol, which is bombed beyond recognition. As part of the story tonight, we'll meet a mother and a daughter who just arrived. Their husband had to stay behind in Ukraine. The men aren't allowed to leave, but they arrived kind of white as ghosts because they haven't been eating. They were underground in a bunker for weeks at a time before a neighbor risked her life to drive them out into Poland.
Really?
So that's tonight at 9 o'clock.
These people would be in a real bad way if it weren't for all these volunteers.
It is incredible work that they're doing, because we expected to, I'm not going to name them, but we expected to find the big aid organizations there handling all this. They're not there. This is all like a ragtag group of volunteers. If you or I went there tomorrow, they'd put us to work in that kitchen immediately. They're relying on volunteers for all of this. And the question is, how sustainable is that? How long are they going to have a supply of volunteers and resources and businesses making these donations? We don't know.
World Central Kitchen has just emerged as just a powerhouse in terms of philanthropy and crisis, at the forefront of basically every disaster that's happened over the last couple of years.
They have so many kitchens. We went to another kitchen in Krakow, the same thing, all these big tents, and they operate so efficiently too. And they set up so quickly. And in Ukraine, if you follow them on Twitter, as soon as one spot is bombed or threatened, or they can't get supplies in on a train because the train lines have been bombed, they'll knock it down and set it up in the next town over. So they are relentless workers over there.
Looking forward to all your reports this week. Thank you so much, Jared, for coming in.
Thank you.